Another stage that I find difficult to describe, it's one that maybe, 2021 Sonny Colbrelli or Aaron Baru, they would win. It's too hard for a pure sprinter, even a versatile sprinter like Pedersen or probably Magnus Cort. 4Ks at 5% uphill finish after an uphill drag for the last 60 Ks. Decent weather, 17, 18 degrees, light tailwind, and we had a breakaway, a small one with Prudhomme, Rocha, and Sweeney, because I presume it was pre-coverage. X didn't want a big breakaway. They decided after yesterday's success to go for Magnus Cort and protect his yellow jersey again, and why not? Why not go for it again? He's won in Algarve on similar finishes, but Roglic crashed earlier in the stage, pre-coverage. He'd gone down, he said afterwards to the press that he just ran off the side of the road. Didn't look too banged up, but you never know. Like, even without too much damage to your skin, you could go down hard, hurt your back, who knows. But the team says they just tweeted that he is okay. Chris Harper, though, he crashed, it seemed a bit worse, going against a small stone bridge with the left arm, and he was struggling to hold the bars. So with 20Ks to go, the GC teams got into keep safe formation, where everyone sprints to the front as much as possible. Everyone gets really, really stressed to fight for an inch of road to stay safe, of course, because there was a descent maybe coming up in about 10 kilometers, and so everyone wants to be first through the left-hand tight corner that we have coming up there. Remco with Landa by his side. He says he's going for Landa in GC this week. He's just here to see how the legs go. Pedersen on the left there. That tells you all you need to know about how he thinks his chances are for this stage. He was clearly going for Gegenhardt and Ciccone. Ben Turner and Tarling swapping off for Ineos on the right-hand side. They were fantastic. Those two young rouleurs, they're unbelievably good at that job, and they probably will be for the next 10 years in stage racing. And here's that short descent that's starting. Breakaway in check, and that left-hander I was talking about. Luckily, no mishaps that I could see other than a Fred Wright rear flat tyre. And in the short valley afterwards, Pedersen kept driving it, but then he stops. And I was thinking, well, if you can't sprint too well, but you're a strong rider like a Zimmerman or maybe even a Derek G, this could be a moment to go. But in fact, no one does. Tarling keeps riding on the right-hand side. He and Trek just keep it locked down. And then Cort comes back. Maybe he wasn't dropped on the climbs or anything, but everyone was able to come back because Trek drove it so hard on that descent. So breakaway looks like curtains for them. The climb is starting now, and it's a big ring climb. It's 4%. You've got Freyler on the right-hand side, keeping Rodriguez in forward position. It's one of those climbs where you can't win GC here at all, really. I mean, maybe you can go for the stage, and Roglic has won stages like this, but if you're someone like Kuss, someone like Gaudu or Rodriguez or even Ayuso, this is just a stage where you don't want to lose time. You don't want to have an issue. You don't want to be caught behind some sort of crash or whatever. And so with 1K to go, you see everyone fighting still for position. Roglic a little bit boxed or a little bit deep on the left-hand side. He's got Jungels on the front pacing right now, and then Sobrero behind him. But Vlasov and Roglic were quite a bit detached. He's on the left, just next to Magnus Cort. Sivakov in front of Ayuso doing a really good job keeping in position. And look at Chris Nylands here. 800 to go, bang. He jumps ahead of Jungels and ahead of Kwiatkowski. And so Ineos, they don't really care about the stage win. In fact, they'd be happy for Neylands to take bonus seconds. Roglic is deep. Sobrero's ahead, and you've got Kuss and Jorgensen also boxed in. There's no FDJ Dom able to immediately chase. And it's Matteo Sobrero, the Italian new signing for Bora Hansgrohe. He saves the day. Doing a really, really good job pulling back Chris Neylands, who nearly won a Tour de France stage from the breakaway last year. But you'll then see, look who slots into fifth wheel in the chase group. It is Derek G in front of new American national champ Sean Quinn. Naruka has to move up from deep position on the barriers on the right-hand side. Roglic is now in between Jorgensen and Kuss, perhaps a force of habit following Sepp Kuss. And now Derek G will jump just as Chris Neylands is caught, as Sobrero's done a 500-meter really, really hard pull. and G's going to jump to the left. He gets a gap on Sean Quinn, and Gregoire's good enough to get to his wheel. But Kuss, he lets the wheel go. He doesn't have the snap of those pure punchers. Narukov thinks about it, and then it's too late. Sivakov, he gets a little bit in the way, but he starts going backwards. Roglic gets actually into a very good position after being deep. He's now on the wheel of the two EF riders chasing with 330 meters to go. Gregoire, instead of sitting in G's wheel, he jumps as if the finish line's 100 meters away, and that cost him this stage. I thought, I was expecting or looking for the Roglic teleportation across to them, but it never happens. Gregoire jumps too early. The last 200 is pretty flat. G somehow gets back into the wheel. There's a stalemate in the GC group, and so no one, they just let them ride away, the two punchers up ahead, and Derek G, seated sprint, comes back around the young, talented Frenchman to take his first ever UCI road stage, and it's a big one. Criterium du Dauphiné stage. It's the biggest one-week race on the calendar. Huge win for him. You can see Gregoire had him. I think if Gregoire just was a bit more patient, which, 2020 hindsight, maybe he's used to when he steps on someone like that, there's usually a gap afterwards. But Derek G is a super strong rider, as we saw on the Giro last year, and he's come here in good shape to the Dauphiné. Can't wait to see him in the breakaways in the Tour de France coming up, and he and his partner were ecstatic. So really, really happy to see him take that big W ahead of Gregoire, Narukov third, and then Ciccone, Tejada, Buitrago, Vlasov, Champussin, Jorgensen, and Roglic rounding out the top 10. Here's what G had to say after the stage.
One big smile on your face. Can we say that this is the first big one? You've already won two titles, two national titles in Canada, but this is the first big one on the grand scene.
It's definitely a different level. It's unbelievably special to win here. I've been waiting for a win in Europe. I've come second enough times, and it was nice to finish it off.
You were impressive out there because all the strong men wanted that victory. We saw Romain Gregoire go for victory, and it was your day.
Yeah, I mean a massive part of it was Chris attacking with the K to go, and I was in good position, and he just strung it out. And as soon as he came back, I mean, I wasn't planning on going there. It was just kind of like a lull. When Chris came back, I had to take advantage of it.
When you showed up on this Dauphiné, the idea was to try to win a stage?
Not really. We're going for Dylan most of the day. Really good finish for him, same with yesterday, but he just made the call on the final climb. Boys, if you have the legs, go for it. And we took it up, and really happy to come away with it.
Not only do you win a stage, you also get to carry the yellow jersey tomorrow. That's a pretty nice bonus, huh?
That's pretty special. Yeah, that's going to be quite a feeling, I think.
Well, congratulations, and see you tomorrow in yellow.
In terms of GC, nothing actually changes. No one was dropped or lost time like Hindley yesterday, and no GC guys took bonus seconds. So still Roglic leading the way, 6 seconds ahead of most and 2 seconds ahead of Jorgensen. Tomorrow we've got a 33 or 34 kilometer TT. Very, very long, hilly. We will see who's in good shape then. I can't wait to watch it, and I'll see you with the recap then. Ciao.